Hello, my name is Rob Mungen. I'm from Team Green Mountain Smoke Shack. We compete here in the Northeast, Kansas City Barbecue Society. And today what we're going to do is learn about Stoker. This is going to be the first in a 5-part series in which we're going to calibrate the unit and we're going to configure it for standalone use. Then we're going to connect it directly to a computer and install some software to allow you to see some additional features that the software has. Then we're going to connect it to a wireless bridge or a wireless game adapter within the house that has internet access at the same time. And then we're going to configure it for what you might find at a competition where there's no internet access and it's just you and your computer talking to it. So basically the package, as it comes from ROX, you usually have a couple of things. They'll give you, or you'll end up buying a package that has a meat probe, this is the long probe here, and a pit probe, which is about an 1.5 inches, and this goes in the pit. This monitors the temperature of the inside of the pit, and this goes directly into the meat, so at either time you know what temperatures you have and where you're going. As well as, they give you a blower. This is a large blower because I have a larger smoker, and the unit itself, which is this cute little box here, does all the work, all the brains. Okay, now the first thing what we're going to do is when you get it from the factory, it should have preset calibration values, but I found that my unit didn't actually have that, so I had to go in and calibrate them myself. But the first step in actually doing recalibration is renaming your probes, because they have this really long ID that's really not human readable, and it's not something you want to be toying with in the field or, you know, stumping around. If you had a few beers and, you know, you want to have things, you know, pretty much set in place so you don't have to deal with stuff. So what we're going to do is rename the probes. Let's get you in here so you can see what's going on. Okay. Okay, we're at the main temperature control, and what I want to do is I'll take each probe one by one. So this is the meat probe, the first meat probe, and what we're going to do is main temperature control scan, down one. Okay, we got this probe, see that long number here? We're going to change that long number to something readable. So we selected into the probe ID, alarm type, you can set alarm type, temperature, rename, so we want to rename this probe. So let's call it, M1 for meat 1. Okay, hit select to the end. The unit will save it into the EEPROM, and from now on, when this probe is connected to any of these ports, there's 2 in the back, there's 3 in the front, you can connect it to any one, the system will recognize this probe as M1. Okay, so now what we want to do is we'll do that to all the probes. And now I have actually 5 probes, and I have some for backup, and I renamed all of them. You also want to label them. You can see that has like a M1. That way I know this probe is meat 1 when it's in the pit, and I don't have to go trace things out. Now you can do the same thing with the blower. The blower has its own manual. We're going to call this, I'll call this blower 1. Okay, you don't normally have to recalibrate this unit. Like I said, it's supposed to come from the factory set with perfect calibrations for each probe. But there's some instances where you want to make sure things might be whack, or your probes might be out of alignment or something like that. So every year what I like to do is start off the year by calibrating all my probes. And if you're in calibration, one easy check to do is if both the probes have been in the same environment for about 5 minutes, they should be at the same temperature. So what you can do is take a look. We do a main temperature control, select temperature control scan, hit select. When we look at pit 1, it says it's 32.9 degrees. Meet 1, it says it's 80.3 degrees. So clearly they're out of whack. And I just did this for the purposes of demonstration. They would be much closer in reality, maybe by 5-10 degrees. But what we're going to do is we're going to set it spot on, so we have no problem at all. And the way we do that is we get a pot of boiling water. See, stand out a little bit. Okay. And all I'm going to do is submerge my probe. This is the pit probe, into the water, and we'll take a look at what we get for pit 1. So it's climbing steadily, 152, 173. Give it a couple minutes. Alright, looks like it bottomed out. So we're at 178.8 here. And I'll get you back here so we can see what we're doing. Alright, so let's change the calibration. And there's a setting here for, it's called cal. I select it into the probe. Go down, alarm type, target temp, rename, we already did that, cal. So we were low, so let's go maybe 40, 41, and see how that does. Select, it stores it, go back, hit 186, so we still need to go up a little. Select, back to cal, select, let's try 50. Oops. $196. 65. 212.6. So that's pretty much on. I got a cheaper thermometer here, so it's reading 212. That's 211. 1 degree. That's perfect right there. All right, so do that to all your probes. You've renamed all your probes. You've labeled them nice. They have a nice label on them and a nice number in the software. And so pretty much that ends the calibration part of it.